Hello there everyone, Quiet Engine here. Thought it was about time for another update. And I wish I could say it was good. It's probably about good and bad. Probably, if I'm being honest, about 70% bad. Closer to 80%. Remember that engine that I was working on? I was like excited, stripped it all down, camshaft was out, that stuck cylinder was removed, piston number 6. Oh, well, I was over the moon I was. And then, I was worried about pitting on cylinder number 6. The cylinder wall, the piston walls and everything like that. The cylinder walls, I thought, yeah, I know what I'll do. I'll get a honing tool. Just hone it lightly, go through all of them. I mean, they were all pretty shiny, so I thought if I get a honing tool, I can clean all of them out. It'll be fine, no worries, no problems. Well, I got the honing tool, and as I'm using the honing tool, and I'm doing it properly, and I'm following it by the book, I'm noticing that some of the wall isn't getting, it isn't getting affected by the honing tool. It's like it was catching something. It was catching something, all right. On the side of the cylinders, on a normal cylinder, there's like it's basically like that. The outside of my hand there. There's like a little lip, and it goes straight down, nice and smooth down the cylinder wall. This wasn't smooth. None of them were smooth. It went little ridge, little bit down, like that, where the inside of the sleeves had worn. And because the inside of the sleeves had worn, it meant that, they would need to be replaced. It wasn't just one that would need to be replaced. All of them would need to be replaced, because it was all so uniform. The thing that really got me, was that it was on each of them. So for a brief moment, my brain went, is this supposed to be here? And I know some people would say, you're an idiot for thinking that. I know I'm an idiot for thinking that, but if there's one thing I've learned about these old cars is that sometimes they'll do something, and you'll sit there thinking, well, I didn't know that it was supposed to do that. And then they go, oh yes, you were supposed to do that. It was always supposed to do that. So you get edumacated on these things. So at this moment in time, that boat anchor. It won't stay a boat anchor, but it's going to cost a lot of money to get that done. And that means that I can't afford to do anything else that the car's really hurting for at this moment in time. Not that there's really much point. If the engine doesn't work, it doesn't matter how pretty the rest of the car is, technically speaking, it's not going to go anywhere. It's never going to get from point A to point B. It will not be a car. So that's where everything's going now. Piston rings will need to be bought as well. I noticed that there was some damage to the camshaft, and so I'll need to get another one of those. We'll get that replaced or rebuilt somehow. Most likely replaced, seems to be the cheaper option. And it demotivates you. I mean, don't get me wrong, Junkyard Hack, fantastic guy. He's managed to get his engine in. Beautiful V8 in his Chevy Biscayne. I think it's 3 years the junior of this car. Beautiful car. Beautiful work that he's done fixing it up. Really full of character. Absolutely love that car. And I love mine. Don't get me wrong, I love my car. Different little things like this. Little dents. I'll come out here and I'll think, well, if I wanted to make this a factory restored car, it would need a billion times more money and work into it than I'll ever be able to afford in my life. And there are many other versions of this car that are out there. So just make it mine, even if it's a bit patched together. Keep little blemishes like that in. But it gets to you. It brings you down, and it makes you think, well, what next? And sometimes you need to take a bit of time away. And I did take a bit of time away because, I needed it. It doesn't help as well when you come back and you find out that your family have been cutting grass, and there's all this kind of foliage and everything starting to work its way up underneath. And you think, blimey. You almost wish you could take it for a drive, just clear off all the cobwebs, but you can't because engine don't work. As you can also see, I've done a little bit of Junkyard Hack's painting of the firewall. Give it a bit more cleaning up. It's far from perfect, far from perfect, but I mean, like I said, this whole thing, it won't be a perfect rebuild. You know, no way would it be a perfect rebuild. But it'll be perfect for me, and that's all that matters. The Teletouch motor, I got that pulled. I'm going to get that rebuilt. I'm going to be sent off because, you know, that's out of my area of expertise. I wish I could learn. I would love to learn. I would love to know what to do. So if nothing else, I can write it down. And in the future, if, you know, these old cars are still able to be running, I can pass it on to somebody else so that they know how to get it to go. But there's also a lot of foliage and damage. Well, not damage per se, but it's all this dust you see, like a very fine powdery type of dust that from when it was in storage, and it just gets everywhere, absolutely everywhere. And the trouble is if you wet it, it suddenly decides to turn hard as clay. It becomes nearly impossible to get off. And before anyone thinks, oh, I bet you weren't even able to look at it, I don't really have any choice but to look at it. See, I've got that many car parts in my room and up on shelves and everything. I've got the water pump, I've got new springs, I've got the generator, distributor, the starter motor, the wiring for all these components, all up on my shelves, the pistons, and so, you know, I can't help but think of this car. But you take a step back and then you have to have a look and think, well, where have you come from? You know, where did it all start and how far have you managed to get? I started with an engine I had no idea why it wouldn't run. I'm going to have an engine that one day will run. Might be towards the end of this year, might not be. It might be that the engine is the only thing that works properly. I wanted to get the Teletouch worked on because while it was there, I figured why not? Get the Teletouch, get it worked on, and then at least I can put that back in place before the engine even comes back in. And that'll be all fresh as daisies, ready to rock and roll. So yeah, another particularly exciting video. Not a good news video, but it's still here. It'll still be getting worked on. Heat and health permitting, and finances as well. I've been working on the cylinder heads, and the next thing I'm going to be working on is the headlights. Why the headlights? Because it's something that needs to be done, and I'll need to do it eventually. So, don't worry, I'll be sweeping all that out at some point, so I don't mind just chucking it down there. But yeah, put the headlights back in just so it looks a little bit more complete on the front. Been debating putting the hood back on for a while, because if it's going to be a couple of months that the engine's away for, I mean, it's been a few months that the hood's been off for, but we'll see. As of right now, I'll be honest, I'm a little bit bamboozled as to where to go. So, if anyone else has got any thoughts or any opinions, let me know. Although, don't turn around and say, just get rid of it, or sell it, or anything like that. That's not going to happen. That's never going to be an option for me. My friends have helped me out too much for me to just turn around and give up on it right now. So, and I want this car to be running for as long as I can keep it. And I'm hoping that'll be for forever, in all honesty. So yeah, if you've got any advice on next steps, what to do, what your thoughts are, just let me know. Feel free to share them. And if you like, share it with your, share this with your friends as well. It all helps, likes and everything. But you all take care and stay safe. Go and check Junkyard Hack out. His engines and his cars go damn sight further than mine, even if it's only by an inch. You all take care and stay safe. Bye-bye now.